Hey everyone, Ryan Regina here from Team Centro. Today we're excited to share our Agentforce and Microsoft Teams integration. Natasha is also with us to help answer questions in the chat. And of course, we'll be recording this session and sharing it afterwards. So we won't bore you with too many slides today, but just want to get some orientation before we get into the demo. A little background on us. The Centro team has been in the Salesforce ecosystem for just over 15 years. We've built over 9 products, and Centro is our latest creation. We started out as a Salesforce and Slack integration, and we've expanded to Microsoft Teams and Salesforce, and most importantly, early 2025, Agentforce and Microsoft Teams. Okay, so why Teams? Well, the market shows there's about 5 times the amount of customers versus Slack. And importantly, the average user is connected to the app about 9 hours a day. That's a ton of opportunity to get agents in front of a lot of users. Some of the market dynamics here, uh, mostly is because Teams customers are being upmarket. Some companies have both Slack and Teams, and some are just stubborn and won't leave to switch to Slack. Now, I'm sure this audience has seen some of that in play. So why did we build this Agentforce and Teams integration specifically? Well, we want to primarily sell more of Agentforce. That's either in the form of Agentforce user licenses for employee agents or the consumption of Flex credits with service agents. Remember that customer count I showed a minute ago and the number of users on Teams? There's a ton of opportunity for Agentforce consumption here. Okay, so we're ready for the demo. Today, Regina will show first some service use cases with a knowledge agent and a service agent in a shared channel, which will show off our app mentionable agent. And then on the sales side, you'll want to stick around to see our new proactive employee agent prompt. That is, most AI demos show a rep prompting the AI. Here, we want to flip that, and the Agentforce agent will instead prompt the rep. This significantly lowers the bar to adoption and increases usage as reps keep their Salesforce data clean. We'll then wrap with some of our Agentforce actions in Salesforce. And with that, I'll hand it over to Regina.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's start with those service use cases. So we're here going to be working in Microsoft Teams, and you can see on my Agentforce tabs within the Microsoft Teams app, you can see all of my active agents. I'm going to work on this knowledge agent, and I'm going to prompt me to start a chat or work within a DM. In this example, I'm going to create a chat. So I can do this with any knowledge agent. And if you imagine that as a customer support rep or any employee that needs to ask questions about a company's knowledge base, I can do that directly within Microsoft Teams. You can see here that I'm prompted to start my session and I can ask a quick question. So we're going to start with finding out when a customer needs to receive a refund. And we can see that response here. Once that response is provided, I can ask follow-up questions and get that information quickly within Microsoft Teams. So this can easily help onboard new customer service agents or provide a easy interface to ask questions about your knowledge base to any employee with the system. Now, moving on to a more complex Agentforce use case, this is using at-mentionable agents. So at-mentionable agents can be exposed in shared Teams channels, so that way customers can support their customers easily within Microsoft Teams, as well as can be used for basic IT or HR help desk use cases. So in this case, I can at-mention my Centro agent here and let them know that I'm having an issue with my computer and that I need to create a case. The agent is going to respond in thread, and then I can continue to have that conversation with the agent in the thread, asking follow-up questions. Here's the case that was created, and this is associated to me because my Microsoft Teams user and my Salesforce user are linked directly to each other through auth. I can follow up and ask what my open cases are, and the agent's going to respond with my 2 open cases. Next piece I want to touch on briefly is in my Agentforce tab, my employee agents are authorized directly to me as a user. This ensures that my permissions are honored in both Microsoft Teams and Salesforce, ensuring that I can't access opportunities or any data that I don't have access to in Salesforce. Let's touch on some of the sales use cases that Ryan mentioned. In this example, we are doing proactive communication with the agent to the user in Microsoft Teams. You can see here I have a DM from the Centro agent. It's alerting me of an opportunity that's in the past and telling me that I need to update the close date. You can see here that I both have a Centro record block communicating details of the opportunity, including the amount, the close date, and some other additional fields. But below, I have a post directly from the Centro agent and Agentforce letting me know that this opportunity is in the past and should I update the close date. So I can simply respond that I need to push the close date out to April 30th, and I'll receive the confirmation message from the Centro app and Agentforce confirming the change, where I can click yes. This allows me to keep my data incredibly clean, drive adoption because I'm prompting the user to use Agentforce, and make these updates very quickly. Now we're demonstrating on a desktop here, but you can imagine doing this in mobile and getting that data updated incredibly quickly and efficiently with a matter of clicks. Now we're going to move from the Agentforce within Microsoft Teams to driving our Agentforce actions within Salesforce. So here in Salesforce, we're going to be working on an opportunity. And within Salesforce, I'm using my sales agent to drive some of the functions that you may be familiar with Microsoft Teams. So in this example here, I'm going to ask my agent to create a Teams chat for this record of Agentforce Demo 4. It's going to automatically create a Microsoft Teams chat, inviting the correct members from the Microsoft Teams channel and opportunity team to drive collaboration on this record. So we can take a look at that right here. So notice here that we have our opportunity related to our opportunity chat. Directly here, I can then mention additional users. So I can look for additional users within my system. I can use formatting and send messages directly to Microsoft Teams using this live link. Additionally, when changes are made to this opportunity, I can have them post directly to the Microsoft Teams chat, saving the sales rep valuable time on communicating things that happen in any system and making sure everyone is aware that we need to now move on to the decision maker stage. The next set of agent actions, we need a channel that's a little bit more populated. So if we move to this live link chat, you can see there's lots of conversations that have happened here, and I can now use my Agentforce actions to take that conversation and bring it into Salesforce. So in this case, I can summarize the transcript associated to this chat and see it directly within Agentforce. Once I have it, I can get my key takeaways for demo prep using the transcript from Microsoft Teams and Agentforce. Once I have that, I can either post that back to the chat in Microsoft Teams or update a field in Salesforce to make sure that we're ready to go. Now that I've posted and gotten the team up to speed on those posts, I'm going to quickly confirm and get that updated. We can now see that on the object, and everyone is aware of all the happenings and collaboration that happened in Microsoft Teams And I've communicated that using the Agentforce actions in Salesforce. That's the quick demonstration of Agentforce in Microsoft Teams and Agentforce actions.
Awesome. Thank you, Regina. To wrap up here, we'll talk about pricing. So pricing starts for Agentforce and Microsoft Teams at 1,500 per month per agent, plus a small platform fee based on user count. We don't build agents, that's for our partners or the customer. And the implementation is very quick. Employee agents, as you saw, can be working in 10 minutes or less. Next steps before questions, if you work at Salesforce or you're a Salesforce partner, we have a demo kit link I'll send here after the webinar with a video library and ways to connect your SDO or demo org and start playing and demoing this with your customers. If you don't have access to Teams, we also can provide a demo tenant upon request, so you can start showing this off. Okay, with that, any questions? Let me pull up the chat here. Okay, first question I got here is, how does security work? Is there a secure connection? Yep, absolutely. We're a SOC 2 Type 2 vendor, and we use standard OAuth 2.0 flows for connecting. And by having users connect with their Salesforce login, we respect the agent's baked-in permissions. So service agents can also be configured to ingest a team's user email and check if this person's a known entity. Okay, next question. Can I see the Centro app as part of the demo that Regina showed? Can you explain what that is? Sure. So our Central core app is required to be installed for the Agentforce feature to be enabled, but it's not required for purchase. However, as you saw, our core integration to Teams consists of embedded teams in Salesforce, Salesforce data in Teams with our record block, and much more. It's pretty attractive add-on if you think of it that way. Okay, any other questions before we wrap? Okay, I don't see any. Oh, wait, hang on. Nope. With that, we will send out this recording and let us know if you want to connect for setting this up yourselves. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good day.